sorry, we're running just a few minutes behind, but because we have 4 movies today, we're trying to get them one right after another. So it's going to be really important for, in between movies, for you to get a chance to go out to the plaza, to go to the food tents or the food trucks that we have set up. I know some of you, we also like to support the local restaurants and businesses all around. On Saturday, it's a little more difficult unless you're taking time off from a movie because the movies are, like back to back to back. But we are giving you time for lunch, for dinner between, I think it's between after this movie. Yeah, you know what, I don't know when it is. When is it before? Is it before the last movie? After Love and Mercy. So come back for Love and Mercy after this one, and we'll give you time for dinner after Love and Mercy before we show Blowout. Yes. Sometimes a theme kind of emerges that's not even planned for the movies when we show the movies. And following Force of Destiny this morning, we have another movie that takes a very close look at what it is that we try to do as we all travel this path together. This is a movie that when I first heard about it, I was at an event called Good Pitch Chicago, and that's where they bring people together who are pitching their movies with people who have foundations or who want to contribute to movies. And so sometimes I wear a double hat. I have the RogerEbert.com website, and I have film critics. And so I try to keep a firewall between the film critics, and then when I put on my hat for my foundation, we actually contribute to some movies. We made a decision, primarily documentaries, and especially the smaller ones that have a hard time getting money. We're a very small foundation, so we can't contribute a lot, but sometimes we contribute, the small amounts that we contribute may be at a crucial time when a movie is being made. Well, I heard about this movie, Radical Grace, at Good Pitch Chicago, and I loved the nuns on the bus. And I thought those sisters were so fierce. And they were, defying the Vatican. Not that I don't like the Vatican, I do, but it's just the sisters were saying we are all about social activism. We are all about feeding the poor and clothing the, and healing the sick and clothing those who have no clothes. And don't tell us to just go out and tell women not to use birth control or to do things that, let's talk about what are the needs of the people in the community, because that's where we're in the community to serve. So, and I met, I think it was Sister Jean, who they'll tell us, she's since passed away, and some of the other sisters in this movie who are I just love them. And I said, that's one of the movies that I want our foundation to make a small contribution to. And so when movies like that come out, someone said, well, how do you handle them? First of all, I'm not a movie reviewer. I will write about film. I will write about things in the film world. I'll cover some things things that interest me. But I have a talented staff of writers and freelancers who write about films. So I make sure that when it's a movie that I've had anything to do with in contributing to, our editor, Brian Tallarico, makes the assignments to people. I don't assign who to write, so I don't influence them about what to write. And then we may do a disclosure at the end saying the Ebert Foundation made a small donation to the film. But then when I get to Ebertfest, I get to celebrate the beauty of a documentary like this and the beauty of filmmakers, these women filmmakers who felt strongly about making a movie like this. This morning you're going to meet Rebecca Parrish. She's the director. She's run her Chicago-based film company, Interchange Productions, since 2007. She's worked as an editor and cinematographer with Peabody and Sundance Award winners and Cartimquin Films. In 2012, Rebecca produced and directed the interactive web documentary and engagement campaign, Protect Our Defenders, telling the stories of military sexual assault survivors as part of an advocacy campaign to reform the military justice system. The Protect Our Defenders project won the YouTube Do-Gooder Nonprofit Video Award and the Salsa Labs 2012 Hot Tamale Award for Outstanding Campaign Organizing. I met Rebecca a few times, but talked to her maybe by phone or interviewed, corresponded with her by email. And then yesterday, Rebecca Parrish was on the women's panel. And I knew that she was a director. There are a lot of other things I didn't know about her. And she's this beautiful soul, soft-spoken, kind of, I don't know if it's shy, and modest, beautiful. And she started telling us the things that she did on the movie. And she was like, well, no, it's just this movie I did, and I had something to do with, no, you directed it, right? Yeah. And I kind of did cinematography and writing, and she has all these talents. And I said, this is a panel on women. You must own your power. And so all the other women on the panel sort of took Rebecca under their wing. And so I want to see when she comes out what she's going to do. And then we have the producer, Nicole Bernardi Reyes. She has produced TV series and films for a wide range of broadcast outlets, including A&E, Style, HGTV, and the Science Channel. With Montrose Pictures, she's produced Algren, a feature-length documentary that received its world premiere at the 2014 Chicago Film Festival. And the third person with this movie is Heather McIntosh, who was out here playing the cello. Wasn't that beautiful? She's a composer, and Heather has worked on numerous films, including her first two feature-length narrative films, Compliance and The Rambler. She was one of only 4 women who made the 2013 Academy Awards shortlist of composers for Best Original Score for her score to Compliance, and again in 2015 with her score to her second collaboration, Z for Zachariah. Please help me welcome Heather, Rebecca, and Nicole. This is the director, Rebecca Parrish.
Thank you all so much for being here with us today. We're really excited to share this film in this space, this beautiful space with this beautiful community. And very also excited to have a really engaging panel afterwards. We've got, as you already know, Nicole and Heather, producer and composer, joining us, and also Father Michael Flager, who really embodies that same social justice mission of the church that you see in the stories of the sister, and is a real ally of women in faith.